Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, Easy. My name is Erinoya Fitri, which is number 23020400020. And here in this video, I will integrate a motivational video. Okay, let's get started.
Kamu cuma bisa bahagia kalau kamu bisa keluar dari survival mode.
You can only truly be happy if you can get out of survival mode.
Selamat datang di Sadar Circle bareng aku, Irene The Journal. Tempat kamu pulang ke diri sendiri lewat journaling, mindfulness, dan refleksi diri.
Welcome to Sadar Circle with me, Irene the Journal, a place where you come home to yourself through journaling, mindfulness, and self-reflection.
Halo semua, aku mau tanya sesuatu.
Hi everyone, I want to ask you something.
Pernah nggak kamu bangun tidur, hal pertama yang kamu sentuh adalah HP? Bukan karena kamu excited, tapi karena takut ada yang kelewat. Notifikasi kerjaan, chat WhatsApp, email bos. Pernah nggak kamu seharian kerja
Have you ever woke up and the first thing you reach for is your phone? Not because you're excited, but because you're afraid to miss something, like work notification, WhatsApp message, emails from your boss.
chat WhatsApp, email bos? Pernah nggak kamu seharian kerja keras, tapi pas malam mau tidur, pikiranmu masih aja bilang, kurang nih, seharusnya lebih.
Have you ever worked hard all day, but when it's time to sleep, your mind still says, like, it's not enough, you should have done more.
Atau bahkan saat liburan, tubuh kamu lagi ada di pantai, tapi pikiran kamu masih ada di kantor.
Or even when you are on vacation, your body is at the beach, but your mind is still in the office.
Bukannya nikmatin, malah kepikiran cicilan, kerjaan, masa depan. Kalau
Instead of relaxing, you are thinking about bills, work, and the future.
iya, mungkin kamu lagi hidup di survival mode, mode bertahan hidup. Dan ini kuncinya. Kamu nggak akan bisa benar-benar bahagia kalau kamu masih kejebak di survival mode.
If that sounds familiar, maybe you are living in survival mode, a constant state of trying to survive. And here's the key. You can truly be happy if you are still stuck in survival mode.
Hari ini kita akan bahas panjang. Kenapa kita masuk survival mode, tanda-tandanya apa, dampaknya gimana, dan yang paling penting, cara keluar.
Today, we are going to talk about why we fall into survival mode, what the signs are, what the impacts are, and most importantly, how to get out, how to get out of it.
Kita akan cerita, kita akan praktek, bahkan kita akan meditasi bareng. Jadi sekarang ambil nafas dulu, dan ayo mulai perjalanan ini.
We will talk, we will practice, and we will even meditate together. So now Take a deep breath and let's begin this journey.
Jadi survival mode itu adalah keadaan saat tubuh kamu yakin kalau kamu sedang dalam bahaya. Padahal sebenarnya aman.
So, what is survival mode? Survival. Survival mode is a state where your body believes you are in danger even when you are actually safe.
Zaman dulu, survival mode itu penyelamat. Ketemu singa di hutan, tubuhmu langsung siaga. Jantung berdegup cepat, nafas juga cepat, otot-otot tegang semua. Siap lari atau melawan. Fight or flight. Tapi
In the past, survival mode was helpful. When you meet a lion in the wild, your body instantly went on alert. Your head raised, your breath fast, your muscle tense, ready to fight or run, fight or flight.
di zaman sekarang, singanya udah nggak ada. Yang ada cuma email, rapat Zoom, cicilan, dan komentar orang. Dan tubuh kamu nggak bisa bedain.
But today, the lions are gone. What we have now are emails, Zoom meetings, deals, and people's comments. And your body can tell the difference.
Email dari bos sama dengan singa. Tagihan listrik sama dengan singa. Pasangan ngomel sama dengan singa. Akhirnya tubuh
An email from your boss feels like a lion, an unpaid bill feels like a lion, your partner's complaints feel like a lion.
kamu hidup di mode siaga terus. Kayak ada alarm darurat yang nyala 24 jam. Itulah survival mode.
So, your body stays on high alert all the time, like an emergency alarm that never turns off. That's survival mode.
Nah, tanda-tandanya apa? Tanda-tanda fisik mungkin berupa bahu kaku, sering sakit kepala, susah tidur.
So, what signs of survival mode? First, physical signs like stiff shoulders, frequent headaches, and trouble sleeping.
Tanda emosi, gampang tersinggung, gampang meledak.
Emotional signs easily irritated, quick to explode.
Tanda pikiran, sering overthinking, selalu ngebayangin worst case scenario.
Mental signs overthinking, always imagining the worst case scenario.
Tanda di perilaku, sibuk terus, nggak bisa diem, selalu harus produktif.
And then behavioral signs constantly busy, unable to stay still, always needing to be productive.
Coba sekarang berhenti sebentar, tarik nafas dalam, rasain tubuh kamu. Ada bagian yang tegang, itu tanda kecil survival mode.
Now, stop for a moment, take a deep breath, feel your body. Is there any part that feels tense? That's a small sign of survival mode.
Kalau kamu makan sambil mikirin kerjaan, tidur sambil mikirin besok, liburan sambil scrolling HP, ya kamu lagi di survival mode.
If you eat while thinking about work, sleep while worrying about tomorrow, or scroll your phone while on vacation, yeah, you are in survival mode.
Kenapa kita bisa kejebak di sini, di survival mode? Ada dua faktor, biologis dan psikologis.
And why do we get stuck here in survival mode? There are two factors, biological and psychological.
Secara biologis, sistem saraf punya mode fight, flight, and freeze. Kalau stres kronis, tubuh suka salah baca sinyal.
Biologically, our nervous system has three modes: fight, flight, or freeze. When stress becomes chronic, the body misreads signal.
Di sisi psikologis, banyak dari kita yang tumbuh di lingkungan penuh tekanan, dibanding-bandingin, jarang dipuji, sering dimarahi. Jadi, bawah sadar kita tuh terbiasa hidup dalam mode waspada.
Psychologically, many of us grow up in stressful environments, constantly compared, rarely praised, often scolded, so subconsciously we got used to living on alert.
Makanya, walaupun sekarang aman, tubuh kamu tetap nyala alarmnya. Kayak rumah yang alarmnya terlalu sensitif. Ada angin lewat aja, bunyi.
Um, that's why even when life is safe now, our body keeps the alarm on, like a house alarm that goes off even when the wind blows.
Itu yang terjadi di tubuh kamu. Nah, kalau survival mode jadi gaya hidup, dampaknya bisa serius loh.
So, um, if survival mode becomes a lifestyle, the consequences can be serious.
Dampak fisik mungkin imunitas jadi turun, gampang sakit, sakit mah, asam lambung, atau hormon jadi kacau.
Um, Physical, maybe weaker immunity, frequent illness, stomach issues, and hormonal imbalance.
Dampak mental mungkin jadi cemas kronis, burnout, dan mungkin depresi. Dampak di
And then mental, like chronic anxiety, burnout, even depression.
hubungan, gampang marah, gampang salah paham, susah percaya sama orang lain.
And in relationships, easily angry, easily misunderstood, and hard to hard to trust others.
Dampak di kebahagiaan jadi hilang karena bahagia butuh rasa aman. Itulah kenapa banyak
And happiness, it disappears because happiness needs safety.
orang sukses tetap merasa kosong karena dasarnya masih survival, bukan hidup. Jadi
Mm, That's why so many success Poor people still feel empty because they are surviving, not living.
Bayanginnya tuh kayak kamu lagi lari maraton tanpa garis finish. Dari bangun sampai tidur, kamu lari terus. Nggak ada istirahat. Ya akhirnya tumbang. Itulah survival mode. Kita lari terus padahal nggak jelas tujuannya. Nah,
Ima- Imagine running a marathon with no finish line. You keep running from morning till night, no rest. Eventually, you collapse. That's survival mode. Running non-stop with no clear direction.
jadi gimana cara keluar dari survival mode? Yang pertama, sadari tubuh.
So, how to get out of survival mode? First, awareness of your body.
Bisa duduk, tarik nafas dalam, buang, sadari nafas, sadari duduk, sadari kaki sedang menapak di bumi. Rasakan ketika inhale, udara di hidung rasanya dingin. Ketika exhale, udara di hidung rasanya hangat. Sesimpel itu. Yang kedua,
Sit, take a deep breath, exhale, notice your breath, notice your posture, feel your feet touching the ground. When you when you inhale, the air feels cool. When you exhale, it feels warm. That's mindfulness, as simple as that.
ciptakan rasa aman. Afirmasi. Aku aman, aku baik-baik aja. Lakukan ini setiap hari. Nomor
Second, create a sense of safety. Say to yourself, I'm safe, I'm okay, and repeat this every day.
3, turunin kecepatan. Gak usah semuanya buru-buru. Belajar bilang cukup. Gak usah semua ajakan kamu terima. Gak usah semua proyek kamu bilang yes. Yang keempat,
Third, slow down. Not everything has to be rushed. Learn to say enough. You don't have to accept every invitation or say yes to every project.
reconnect tubuh dan hati. Kita mungkin bisa sama-sama lakuin ini. Silahkan ambil jurnal kamu. Lalu nafas dalam.
Or reconnect body and heart. Check your journal. Breathe deeply.
Lalu tulis.
And write
Apa yang tubuhku butuh hari ini?
what does my body need today.
Rasakan di tubuh apa yang dia ingin ucapkan atau katakan kepada kita hari ini.
Feel it. What has your body been trying to tell you today?
Apa yang dia butuh, apa yang selama ini dia pendam. Tulis semua di jurnal kamu.
What has it been holding in? Write everything down.
Dan hubungan itu jadi berat. Tapi kalau saat mandi atau jalan santai dalam survival mode, mereka itu support. Punya circle yang aman. Yang kelima, cari support.
Find support. Support.
Punya circle yang aman, punya komunitas yang saling ngebantu, yang ingin sama-sama bertumbuh, itu penting banget. Aku udah siapin salary circle. Kalau kamu mau ikut, silakan lihat di link bio aku. Jadi banyak
Have a safe circle, a community where people grow and support each other. I have created this Saturday circle for that. You can check it out through my link.
orang kerja keras, tapi sebenarnya mereka itu kerja dalam survival mode. Mereka itu selalu takut salah, takut dimarahi, takut ketinggalan. Akhirnya jadi produktif, tapi nggak bahagia.
Many people work hard, but they are actually working from survival mode, driven by fear of mistakes, fear of being scolded, fear of being left behind. They end up productive but not happy.
Kalau kamu kerja sambil cemas terus, tubuh kamu nggak bisa kreatif. Kreativitas lahir dari rasa aman.
If you work while constantly anxious, your body can be creative. Creativity comes from safety.
Makanya banyak ide bagus justru datang saat mandi atau jalan santai. Karena saat itu tubuh kamu tenang.
That's why great ideas often come while you are in the shower or taking a walk because your body is calm.
Survival mode juga muncul di hubungan. Selalu takut ditinggal, jadinya overgiving.
And survival mode also shows up in relationships. Fear of being left, so overgiving.
Selalu takut salah, jadinya nggak berani jujur. Selalu butuh validasi, jadinya capek sendiri.
Fear of being wrong, so not honest. Need for validation, so constant exhaustion.
Kalau kamu nggak keluar dari survival mode, kamu akan cari pasangan dari tempat takut. Dan hubungan itu jadi berat, tapi
If you don't get out of survival mode, you will seek a partner from a place of fear, and that makes the relationships heavy. Easy.
kalau kamu hadir dari tempat aman, hubungan jadi ringan. Karena kamu nggak lagi pakai cinta untuk bertahan, tapi untuk berkembang.
But when you come from a place of safety, relationships feel light because you no longer use love to survive, but to grow.
Nah, lawannya survival mode adalah flow mode. Kalau survival,
The opposite of survival mode is flow mode.
rasanya tuh tegang, takut, terpaksa. Tapi kalau kamu in the flow, kamu tenang, percaya, mengalir aja. Di survive.
In survival, you feel tense, brave, and forced. In flow, you feel calm, trusting, and at ease.
Kamu kerja keras tapi kosong. Kalau kamu in the flow, Kamu kerja dengan ringan, waktunya kerasa cepat, hasilnya justru lebih bagus.
In survival, you work hard but feel empty. In flow, you work with ease, time flies, and the results are better.
Jadi hidup bahagia itu bukan berarti tanpa masalah. Tetapi kamu punya kapasitas lebih besar. Karena tubuh kamu nggak lagi terus-menerus alarm darurat. Sekarang
Happy life does not mean a life without problems. It means having the capacity to face them because your body is not stuck in emergency mode anymore. Um, I think that's all for me. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for your listening. And wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.